welcome into the Bullshit Pretend Friends Fantasy Basketball Podcast, brought to you by Light Distilling. I'm Gordo. I'm joined by Bergs, as usual. How are you, mate? Welcome in.
Hey, fucking great day, mate. All right, I'm a little bit less stressed today. You might see a bit of a happier Bergs. All right, but, you know, that probably won't last long. The shit we got to talk about today.
So, you got a win this week?
I did. I beat the little fucking molester, or the molestee.
The molester, Aaron, yeah.
Yep.
He's off in South America at the moment, so he doesn't get to hear this. But, you know, it's 2 losses in a row for Aaron.
Yeah, struggling.
So, by both of us.
Sucked in, mate. You lost to the podcast after that video, you dickhead.
I wonder who's struggling more, us or him.
Yeah, well, you know. For now, we aren't struggling, all right? He is. You know, we're in reality here, we're in fantasy, all right, mate?
Well, speak for yourself, because I am struggling big time. Another loss to me.
Yes, to the guy you traded.
Shut up. That doesn't matter. It's not relevant. He got a haul.
It just makes it.
I gave him so much.
Yeah, but it just makes
I gave him so much.
It's the little cherry on top.
Doesn't matter.
Cherry.
Oh, fuck him. Fuck you. Like.
Oh, look, I'm with you. Fuck
shit.
Buddha. I got that motherfucker this week. Fuck Buddha.
Shit game. Shit idea. Fantasy basketball is fucking stupid. I do not need this stress in my life.
No, I'm with you.
I'm fucking walked around at work all day. They're like, oh, you know, why are you in such a bad mood? And I'm like, I'm fucking losing my fantasy basketball. And they're like, what?
They're probably thinking wife problems, kid problems, money problems. No, it's none of that reality.
No. I'm in a shitty mood because I'm losing at fantasy basketball because I am a giant child.
Yes, I get it, mate. Look, I think all 12 of us in this league understand that side of it. That's for sure. It used to be Monday depression, so you had to go to work with it. At least now you can depress yourself on a Sunday and try and, you know, get happy.
I'm still going to wake up tomorrow and be depressed. I'm going to wake up tomorrow and be depressed. I'm going to be depressed all week. There's no, it's just a continuing of the depression. It's fucking shit.
And that's why we love it, right? That's why we love it. What makes this league so good?
What does make this league so good? Is it the interactivity?
Yeah, it's definitely that. It's the entertainment value.
It's the engagement.
It's the best $100 I'll ever spend on entertainment. I'll tell you that right now.
Is it the fact that that when someone does something that we don't like, Matt goes out and creates a video trying to be all important?
Look. Usually I would bag the fuck out of Matt for this video, right? But I could see he enjoyed it, right? The fundamentals of a good video in the bullshit pretend. I've made a few. I've made a few of these videos, right? Fundamentals. Number 1, you got to enjoy the video you're making. Definitely did that. Number 2, dress for the occasion. A little fucking sports coat. Liked it. Number 3, be a little bit funny. You know, don't just be boring and plain. He nailed all 3, mate. All right. There's only one part he didn't nail, which we'll talk about with him later. But, you know, good video. I was happy with it. It's good standard, good quality video.
He snuck on the Devin Booker jersey underneath, which is a interesting touch. Doesn't own that player anymore.
No, I don't mind that. I don't mind that either. Don't mind at all. I enjoyed the video in a sense of the way it was made and the way he portrayed himself. You know, as the
he did well. Yeah, he could have had some more. And just saw a different earlier in the background. That would have been cool.
Yeah, true.
A few more tanks and like trampling of peasants, but you know, overall, like good effort there, Matthew.
No, it's pass. It's definitely a pass. Definitely a pass.
So, all right. I guess we should talk about some actual fantasy basketball.
Yeah, sure. Why not? I suppose we have to.
I guess. As much as I would like to just ignore that all this week. Well, no. Let's start with the league news.
Yeah, league news. Important league news, obviously.
So first of all, the most important bit of league news that I'm sure everyone else is across is that you broke a record this week. I believe.
Nothing's been said about it, and I can't believe it. I'm disappointed with the game.
To be fair, it is on you to bring it up. So
yeah, look, I understand it's up to me to bring it up, but I was busy with other issues that were going on. But yeah, so look, I have this week come into the top 5 of the assists of all time with 188, which equals me with Surge in 4th place and knocks out the big fucking tree. So that's another added bonus of that.
After your friends. 188 is fucking insane. Massive.
Yeah, it's insane. I didn't even really notice it. I knew I was going to win it, but yeah, I didn't think I'd get that high.
So what's that, 6 off?
I beat Aaron by 50, and he's a very high assist team. Yeah.
Probably helps he had Harden out for that last game, and he hasn't been checking his team. It always helps when they don't check their team, hey?
Yeah. He managed to check his fucking team this week, that's for sure. Little shit.
He still lost.
Yeah, he still lost. Sure? So yeah, keep checking your team.
Apparently, he found a hotel with Wi-Fi momentarily in between stealing all South America's coke.
Yeah, I know. He's gonna come back with the fucking most clear nose you've ever seen in your life.
Okay, so well done, 188 assists. That's massive. Good work.
That is good.
The other bit of league news. There's not much league news this week, but this one's fucking.
It's big.
There was nearly nothing going on until last night.
Yeah.
It all just came out. I was sitting there last night wondering, what are we going to talk about this week? Like, I don't just want to talk about. Like, we're gonna have something to like bitch and moan about on this thing for an hour, and then Baker just decides, I'm going to give you guys some rock solid content. Here's some content as big as his. Yeah, thank you, Baker.
Yeah. So I appreciate it.
So what happened first, Baker? Someone who pointed it out. Someone pointed out. Was it you or was it Richo?
It was me. It was pointing out the whole matchup I did Strobel and him, their bench, that the tank off was real. And then I then looked again and saw Strobel's players that he had left, and I was okay with what he was doing, even though it was still funny. But then you look at Baker's, and I was just like, what the fuck is going on here? And then obviously, like the bullshit pretend friend family does, we all did our own research and come back with our own conclusions. And there was a little argument in the group chat, just a small one, nothing major.
Just a small one, you reckon?
Yeah, just a tiny one. Only took up a few hours, So you might as well get into it, mate.
Oh yeah, like I think I was having a few drinks at the time when it started kicking off, and I was just like, oh man, I am not going to be in a state to keep up with this in a while. And it was fucked. Like, just the level of allegations, Crouch getting in at 2 because of course as 0-3, obviously Crouch is tanking from this point on. I guess.
I can't believe Crouch was involved. I'm like, yes, all right. If I've got Crouch on my side, this has to be true, right? Because, he doesn't complain about stuff very often. You know what I mean? So.
No, Crouch, we've never heard Crouch complain until this year, I don't think.
No. I don't know what's going on. Is it because he has a missus that he's fucking so angry? I don't get it. I don't understand. Is it just because he's getting old?
He's had a missus the entire history of this league.
But no, and it was fair. It was a fair accusation. A very fucking fair accusation. Now, obviously, Baker's turned around and played like he's the IQ of a fucking retard. But we all know, accountants, one thing they should know is numbers, right? So, and I know Baker gives a shit about a lot of this stuff. We have a private group chat with me, him, and Buddha, called the Baker and Buddha Help One. I think I mentioned that before on here. Baker and Berg's Help One, sorry.
Yeah, you have when you...
he's shown in the past that he tries to Richo min-max a lot of things. Obviously not quite a level of Richo, he's on a level of his own. But so I know he's fucking playing stupid with this shit, right? And blaming Fantrax just doesn't cut it, man. Because Fantrax is actually fucking easy to use. Easy to use. But yeah, look, I want to let you have your thoughts on it, mate, because I've said my thoughts all in the group chat. I've said my pieces about it. Yeah, it'd be good to get someone else's opinion for once instead of just mine.
Yeah, so look, there's so many layers to this, isn't there? Because we start out with it's an onion, yeah. So who are the players that he didn't play yesterday? We had he sat Ingram.
Yep.
He sat he played James Wiseman over Zubac.
Yep.
And who was the other one?
Benedict.
So yeah, okay. So he
didn't play Keegan Murray, but kids, I don't really blame you for not playing kids sometimes.
I'll start with I guess I'll start with the Ingram one. I think this is the easiest one just to cover. Ingram's been injured. Ingram hasn't been playing.
Yeah, over a week.
And as much as so he's been out for over a week. As much as I think that I would play Ingram in any situation like that. When you look at Baker's team, obviously we think that he should. I don't think you can talk about seriously trying to punish someone because they sat a guy that was out for a week.
I'm okay with that. He needs to understand that he should have played him, but no, the punishment shouldn't be for that. That's for sure.
The Wiseman over Zubac is baffling stupidity.
If Looney was out, I probably wouldn't have had an issue with his thinking. But Looney, who takes all of Wiseman's minutes, was still playing. Right? Every other Golden State Warrior was out apart from Looney. So I would never understand that one.
I think it's really
a double with 3 blocks, mate.
I think it's just really important to recognise that James Wiseman at this point, right now, as of the Sunday, the 6th of November, this is 4:30 Eastern time, is not good at basketball. He's completely just a bust at this point. This is year 3 of his NBA career. So if this is year 3, how many games has he played this year? We're 10 games into the season. Yeah, so he's played 20 games of organized basketball in about 4 years. Because he missed that college season too. He's not good.
No, he's not.
So I can't believe the Baker's talking about him as a keeper at this point in time.
I know.
But that's funny more than anything else, I guess.
Yeah, that's just funny. I think it just suits his narrative with his argument in defense, so he kind of has to go with it. I get that.
Yeah, and again, the Warriors held those players out. I guess I'm fine with us just letting that go. But the issue to me is that he posted a video response. We're going to talk about the video yet. So he posted a video response explaining himself, and he's kind of just gone over what we've just gone over with those 2 players. And then we get to the Evan Fournier playing him over eggs. Yeah, over Benedict Mathurin. And he's literally saying in the video, I needed to play someone shit that you guys wouldn't think was too shit, and I'd get away with being shit.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, but Baker, you can't say that. That's like saying.
You can probably say it, but you just can't act on it, mate.
No, you can't say that as your reasoning for something that you've already done.
Oh yeah, okay. Yeah,
That's like you can't say, oh yeah, give me a bribe and I'll look the other way if you're Marcus when someone's trying to bring drugs into the country.
Yeah,
you're gonna be a little bit more subtle about these things. Have some fucking subtlety. That's all there needs to be on your tanking effort. Just some subtlety with the whole thing. Don't outright say, hey guys, I'm trying to lose this week.
Yeah.
Don't outright say, how can I trick you into thinking that I'm actually trying?
But he's already legally tanked. This is what I don't get. He's already legally stripped his team of any chance of winning more than 2 or 3 games. So the 7 players I named in the group chat today should be played every single time they're available. And then you fill the holes with all the fucking plebs that you want to play. No one gives a fuck about them plebs if those 7 players are playing, right?
Yeah.
No one cares.
So it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter who he plays at this point, but he needs to be like not saying shit, not playing this game of who can I pick up that you guys won't think like. No, there are rosterable players, and then there are not, and like just plug guys in who you can say, look, here's some reasoning, and that we can see that. And on the last day of the matchup, people always find some random fucking streamer. I played Keon Johnson today because Dame and Simons were both out, and that did not work out well. Let's not talk about this ever again.
Nah, I did it last week, mate. Did it last week.
But yeah, like you just, Baker, you just need to have some subtlety about this whole thing.
Just on that, I didn't really have a problem with today itself, with him choosing to play the fucking fucking ninja. I didn't have an issue with that. But what I had an issue with is that he didn't have enough games left to play Jalen and to play RJ or whatever.
Yeah, that bad management. And we haven't even gone to his trade yet. That's bad management. And again, that's just part of the subtlety, because you're not going to win more than a couple games, and it doesn't matter if you win 1. Doesn't matter if you win 2.
He had a chance to not be Owen. It's perfect for him.
I don't think I guess he doesn't care. I guess he doesn't care. Like,
no, clearly doesn't.
More power to. He's probably very upset that Crouch is 0-3 as well. He's probably more upset than Crouch is, to be honest.
So yeah, look, you mentioned it before. We'll talk about that. Trying to slap us in the face with his fucking nuts Richo style with that trade of Zubac.
Okay. So let's talk about this trade, right? On the surface, straight up, I don't veto any trade that is not collusion. Like if I'm not seeing cheating happening, I'm not vetoing a trade, because like, do what the fuck you want with your team. It's your team to run. Yep. But the issue here, and this is not me saying that I've put in an active veto into this trade, because I have not. But I understand the reasoning, why some people have
Crouch. Well, yeah, Crouch is the one who's openly said he did, so we have to use him.
Well, Crouch has openly said that he has. So, but I understand his point of view here.
Yeah, I do
too. That we've like questioned him, why are you not playing this guy? And so instead of playing him, he trades him, which is fine. That's what he should be doing if he doesn't want to play this guy. Except he's trading him for nothing.
Yep.
Baker, why have you traded this guy for a player that was picked off the waiver wire like days earlier? Why Bones Highland? I don't know, man.
He had a good game today, but that was in a blowout, so that's gonna be his argument back.
In a blowout, it doesn't count. That's like classic waiver wire fodder.
Yeah.
But man, like, I don't know how to.
It's hard to explain his thinking to normal people, to be honest.
Yeah, no. Look, he said, "Oh yeah, no." Shaky just said, "This is just the first offer that someone offered me, and I was tired of the bullshit, so I accepted it." And that's, again, like, you're not being subtle. You need to just be like, "Hey, yeah, I like Bones Highland because of reasons."
Zubac is worth right now around the 4th round, I would assume.
And I think Crouch said in the chat last night. He did offer that.
Yeah, and I would have
along with
I already knew the trade was done, so I didn't.
Along with a player. and along with a player. So, like, I mean, and we're not going to veto trades based on so and so would have offered more, and we're not going to veto things based on
obviously
like,
the
I
Hill
don't
trade.
think that's
The Hill
enough.
trade comes up the other year. That's obviously a prime example of that.
Jeez, that's like going back a long time. That's a blast from. He's still upset about that, I think.
Oh yeah, he still is, mate. Don't worry about it.
But I think the interesting part and the reason why it would also upset people, apart from it being Bones Highland being just basically waiver wire fodder, is that until last week on this podcast, everyone not named you, Buddha, Shaky, and Baker was under the impression that Baker was part of the quote unquote banter club.
Yeah, as well.
And so for Baker to then trade this player with value off to a member of the banter club who has had a surprisingly good start, that comes off a bit, like, you know.
And it was the same thinking with the Hill trade, right? It was the same fucking thinking. So I get how easily it's brought up, but as you've found out, he's 100% not part of the banter club. You know, I went at him pretty fucking hard, but in saying that, if Buddha or Shaky did the same thing that Baker did this week, I'd go just as hard at them. So
I think
catch 22.
I think 100% if that trade had happened between yourself and Buddha or Shaky or me and Matt or Jan, Richo or Simo, that trade 100% gets vetoed for collusion.
Yeah, it probably does.
Because of the nature of that trade and the nature of those relationships.
Yeah, we copped so much shit for the freeway trade with LeBron, you know, and Suggs and.
Look, rightfully fucking so.
You know.
And you deserve to cop shit for that.
Look.
I don't know. Let's not.
By the way, that pick that Shaky gave me turned into Paolo, just so you know.
No, that was my pick.
Oh, no, it was Chet. It turned into Chet. My bad.
Turned into Chet, yeah.
Should have turned into
No,
Paolo. I guarantee Serge is wishing he picked Paolo now.
No, they're almost like Shaky was involved in that trade, but let's not.
But no, I get it. Like, the trade's going to go through because no one's going to veto it. But I don't think anyone would have an issue if Matt jumped in and league vetoed
it. Yeah, look, good question. I guess Shaky and Baker would.
Well, we have
a basketball reasons event. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, well, you know what I mean. Like this is a very rare occasion that happens where the piss is getting taken. You know, let's be
absolutely the piss. Yeah,
like, I'll argue anything. You know, through and through. Everyone knows that by now. But deep down, when I told Buddha and Shaky in our banter club chat that's disgusting. Fucking disgusting. Not great behavior.
It does feel like something where that trades where if there's year one of a league, it starts shit that ruins a league.
Yeah. Have I already offered?
Now, obviously, we've been going.
Yes, I have.
I asked Shaky about the price on Zubat as well today, or last night.
But he's gonna hold him apparently and see how he goes.
He's gonna hold him, yeah. Shaky's all in now, is he?
And there he is, happy today that he's fucking losing in the group chat. Make your mind up, you fucking big dick wanker.
Schizophrenic, honestly.
Now we've obviously talked about everything else. We haven't spoken about the special guest, have we? So maybe you can
special guest
to the listeners.
We'll keep that under wraps until it does happen.
Right.
Yeah.
But yeah, look. Are we going to talk about the result of the accusation and what's happened?
Yeah. So. No. So we've seen Matt's video, and so what's Baker's punishment here?
So it's
we've got
full strength,
3 shots, and $25 of KFC.
Yeah.
So first of all, this is not a punishment.
No.
This is Baker being told the cost.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Because he's not losing. He's $25 and a couple shots, it's nearly a reward. Like, oh, we're gonna get more KFC at
He's
draft
gonna
day.
eat some
Like,
KFC, isn't he? You know what I mean? It's
exactly,
gonna get him
yeah.
drunker so he can get his nuts out, and he's gonna get free KFC so he doesn't ralph everywhere. So, you know.
So can we say that he's not allowed to eat the KFC? Is that like?
Yeah, I think that should be
otherwise,
part of it. Yeah, fuck that. You can't eat the KFC, motherfucker.
because he's not. He's just been told the cost. That's it. He's just contributing.
The
some
only
KFC.
real punishment is he's been given a first and final warning. You know.
If this, I guess the first round pick goes or whatever Matt ends up doing there.
I'd be interested to see what the league
again.
thinks
Okay, subtlety.
about punishment.
Yeah, there hasn't been as much chatter on that just yet. It's only been up for like an hour or so the time we're recording this.
I'll be interested to see. I might put a poll up in the group on the Facebook page after we finish.
Put a poll up. Just what do you think? It needs to be.
Like, you know, the league should have been notified of the pending punishment. We should have had a vote on it. We vote on fucking everything else.
Yeah, I
fucking dictator fucking Moraine doing his own shit as usual. Waiver wire style.
Okay, so you can't call him a dictator and then get surprised when he does a dictator-y thing.
I'm not surprised by it. I'm just pissed.
But I think that there's it's fine. Everyone was wanting some kind of punishment or something to be done regarding this.
I didn't expect him to lose it.
I think that we're all like, yeah, I think you know, Matt just doing it rather than going through some democratic process for
just would have made it funnier though, you know, like a Survivor type.
Every time. I don't think we need that every time.
Yeah, we do.
Sometimes it's nice for him to just like do it and then we get on with life.
Yeah, true. Look,
and look, now you've got more to yell about.
He hasn't really been punished, but he's on notice at least. And I guess that'll have to do.
Yeah. Look, and the notice is just be more fucking subtle about it, Baker. Like, just don't openly say, I am tanking, I am trying to lose. Like, that's all. I don't know.
What you're doing. You don't need to say it.
Like, and just pick up some real players. I did
it for Zion.
Let's talk. Last year.
Yeah.
I sucked off everyone last year.
100% did.
Yeah. So
I did it legally.
I don't know. Let's talk about some actual.
Yeah, let's talk about the results, I guess.
Let's talk about the results, man. Okay.
Baker,
so
I'm fucking watching you, bro. My 2 eyes, fucking all over you.
Your 2 eyes that don't work.
Yeah, that don't really work Baker. Well. But I'm still watching, mate.
That's it.
All right, let's go.
Okay. Let's go. All right. So, week 3 predictions.
Yep.
How are we looking? First one was me versus Buddha. Look, we're not going to spend any time on this one, but we both get a big fat fucking 0 here. Yeah, we both get a big fat fucking 0 here.
That's what I get.
So that's good. Aaron.
Yes.
Fuck me. So you got 1 there. Well done.
Yes, needed that one.
But then we come up to Simo versus Shaky. James wins that one 5.5 to 3.5. So I get that one. You went with Shaky there.
Yeah, I know, but stupidly went different. Like a retard.
Yeah, you should have just copied me again.
Yeah, I should have. Yeah.
Here we go. We're gonna draw a fucking draw. So we've both gone with Matt here.
Has the stats been updated though? Because the
okay.
Brooklyn game was fucked.
Yeah, so what happened was the system that records the stats in the stadium went down.
Oh, okay.
And they were like recording stats with pens and paper and shit by hand, like during the game in that last quarter. And it was all very, as far as I can tell, Googling the box score, not using the NBA app. There is like a different, like Fantrax says the same as what Google tells me, and then the NBA app tells me something else. And the NBA app is clearly like not been updated. Like it's behind. The scores and stuff are higher. Oh. So as far as I can tell, it has been updated. But Matt had 2 players in this game. Richo had none.
Yeah,
I'm not going to be surprised if we get a late score adjustment that gives Matt a turnover and Richo ends up winning. So we both pick Matt. So we'll go with 0 here.
Yeah. Just on that matchup quickly. Richo won field goal against Bahrain and threes. And drew turnovers. That is wow. That's a wow for me.
I'm so rattled by this entire thing. I don't know what is happening with these two.
And 1 free throw.
I don't know what Matt was doing. Free throw, 81%.
81%.
How dare you, Greg?
That is like 20% too high. Motherfucker.
And he didn't even get 20 blocks.
No. I know. This is an un-Richo-like little scoreline right here, mate. Is he changing or what? Or is it just his players evolving differently?
No, he just had to stream differently because he couldn't just stream the same 5 categories and beat Matt because they're the categories that Matt's good at.
Yeah. Fair enough. It was a classic mid-max Richo this week.
Yeah. Massive fucking He richoed himself into a draw, which is probably the most richo thing you can do.
And if it changes to a win, it's a fucking good win. I don't really give him that much credit, but I thought Bahrain's like so far ahead of everyone else. That it would be a fucking good win.
Well, I mean, Giannis was out and Gobert was out today. Yeah. So
but he won rebounds and blocks, so maybe field goal, yeah.
It probably takes field goal back.
Yeah.
With that, and
probably less turnovers. I don't know. I think he would have lost turnovers though with Giannis, surely.
Well, he played Jalen McDaniels over Giannis, who got 2 turnovers. So I don't know. You can call that a bit of a wash. Like maybe he gets 1 more there.
Yeah. It's only really 1 more. He averages 3. So yep.
Yeah.
So, 1 matters.
So it is true. Yeah.
Anyway, fuck you, Matt. I'm glad you're not undefeated. Well, you still are technically.
He is undefeated. Yep, he's undefeated.
Oh, there's a stat change, really do. Marcus versus Shaky Style on Wednesday.
Speaking of undefeated, we both picked Crouch to beat Surge. We are both fucking wrong.
Fucking Surge.
Surge is the only 3-0 team in the league.
I'm telling you now. If he took Paolo, his team would be fucking amazing.
Oh, he's got that nice trade chip of Chet, doesn't he?
He really does. I hate to say it, but he's got to be probably the second or nearly the favorite now. If he trades Chet, I think it makes him the RR favorite.
He'll find a way to choke. Don't you worry.
Yeah. Well, he'll only be amazing until playoffs. Then he'll be shit. There's no way. There's no way Jar's going to average 85% free throw, and there's no way fucking Dog is going to average 79% free throw. That's what's getting him through a lot at the moment. Mitchell's obviously playing out of his fucking skin because your dickhead Garland keeps fucking not playing. That's your fault.
Oh, yeah. So.
But there was a bet on this matchup,
Yeah, I'll cop
right?
that. That's been really painful for me.
There was a bet on this matchup, right?
There was a bet on that matchup.
Yes.
The midweek bet when Crouch was up. I think Crouch was up 8-1 at this point in time, and Surge 7-2, right? Yeah. So I think Crouch had half his team just get injured and die after this bet was made. I think AD and Embiid both missed at least 1 game, if not the rest of the week. I think Anthony Edwards missed a game in there. Steph missed a game in there. So
Justice Winslow nearly got a triple-double the other day.
Oh, fucking hell, yeah. So, that's unlucky for Crouch there, really. You got to feel for him.
He had Portis got 21 rebounds today. Bobby Portis.
Lord.
So they tied threes. Yeah. Right,
I mean, they were playing the Thunder.
Yeah, true. Crouch, fuck, 0-3, bro. Are you glad you traded Buddies first and not your own at this stage?
Baker's rolling in his grave.
Yeah.
All right. And the last one was big fucking asterisk Marcus getting the win here of Baker.
6-3. Won by 4 threes and a couple of steals.
So I don't even want to talk about this matchup because.
Yeah, no, let's not. We've spoken enough about it. Strobes is 2-1. Baker's fucking garbage.
Yep. So that is the state of the league there after 3 weeks. We have got on top undefeated Surge, 3-0. Matt is 2 half a game behind. And then we've got 3 2-1 teams in Simo, Shaky, Buddha. Sorry, 4 2-1 teams and Marcus.
Richo in 7th.
That's gross. For classic Richo in 7th.
Classic Richo in 7th, yeah. With a weird scoreline of 1-1-1. So it's always got to be different, that motherfucker.
Richmond in 9th, Richo in 7th.
Yeah.
You, me, and Aaron are the 1 and 2 teams.
So how does it? So what's the tiebreaker this year? Does it go in categories 1? Fuck, I'd like that. That'd be a good start, actually.
I actually don't know. I assume they are the same as what they've always been.
Yeah. But it does. It's funny how the standings it does have the categories 1 on there. But I don't mind. Something for a future discussion. So you got Crouch only winning 9.5 categories.
Actually,
Baker only winning 8 so far.
Is that what they are? They're just as fantasy points.
Yeah, I think that's categories 1. It's categories 1. I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
Or actually, it might be the 4 it gets on your categories. Actually, have a look.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
No, yeah, you got a points 4 and a points against. So I'm assuming points 4 is that's the numbers. Because I'm 11 categories 1 and 16 lost, which is right.
Okay, sure.
So yeah, that's how many categories.
Moving on to next week. Let's get tips in quickly here.
Yep.
First matchup is you versus Buddha.
Well, me clearly. Fuck Buddha. Will be a good matchup though. Another close one. Just need his kids to start sucking.
I'm going to go with you as well. Fuck Buddha.
Yeah, fuck Buddha.
We've got me versus Simo.
No Kyrie. Well, I think
no Kyrie.
I can't go with you because Garland is not guaranteed to play, and I think he's the difference maker. I'm going to try and gain a point here and go Simo.
Yeah, fair enough. I'd probably pick him too.
You could win.
Next up, we've got Shaky versus Aaron.
Another one. Well, look, Shaky, who's not so openly tanking, but likes to win, makes no fucking sense to you, does it? I don't know. Harden's out for a little bit, isn't he?
Harden's out for, well, at least the rest of the entirety of this matchup.
Interesting. That's an interesting matchup, actually. Could Aaron go 1 and 3? He probably could. You know what? Shaky fucked me this week, so I'm going to pick Aaron.
You pick Aaron? I'm going to pick Shaky because he's done pretty well right now. Yeah, although I think
Collins has gone.
Didn't Trey get injured today?
Oh, I didn't even see that. I haven't even looked at it. None of that shit. Where's his team?
Oh no, he was able to return. That's fine.
Yeah, he was back. Yeah, he had a big game actually.
Yeah. We have Richo versus Crouch.
Oh, isn't this a matchup and a half? Is Crouch players back? Are they gonna be back this week? You can't tip Crouch. I can't tip him.
His players, he's got Hayward out, and then his players are like Embiid and AD, who are perpetually on the injury report.
Obviously, Curry he's got Curry. Curry only missed the one.
Yeah,
but Curry will play.
Yeah,
I don't know, man.
Yeah, I don't know. Steph will be back.
You know what? I'm gonna back Richo to min-max the fuck out of this to a 5-4 win.
I'm gonna stick with my boy Crouch here. I reckon he gets up. I reckon we get a clear understanding or a clear result on this week. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Clear result on. We've got Matt versus Marcus up next. So we're just both picking that there.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the last one that will give us our clear Owen is Serge versus Baker.
Yeah, Serge will fucking deny. But yeah,
So
even if Baker plays his best players, that ain't gonna matter.
So the picks that we've made are different, where I've obviously picked myself and you picked Simo, I've picked Shaky, you picked Aaron, and I've picked Crouch and you picked Richo. So they're the three that are going to determine who gets the advantage this week. Running total after 2 weeks of playing this game. I'm not going to go back and listen to that first episode and realise who we picked.
Yeah.
I'm on 7 and you're on 4. So I had 5 in week 1, you had 2, and then we both had 2 this week. So we'll see how we go. Plenty of time for you to catch up there.
Pull your heads in. Give me some fucking points, you scumbags.
And no one listened to and made their picks as to who they thought would get more.
I'm sick of this.
That was very rude. Like, honestly.
They all listened to it.
They fucking begged.
Yeah.
They were begging for us.
I know. They're like the needy girlfriend who then turns around and says, I don't need you no more.
No, what it was just the reverse of like, I'm not hungry. I don't want you to get me anything from Macca's, and then you come and they want your chips.
Yeah.
They kept asking for our chips, but then we were like, okay, here's some food. Oh no, don't do the thing that we asked you to do. You're all fucking useless.
Yeah, useless dogs. Fucking and racist. Honestly. Most use fuckheads.
Yeah, like, come on.
I have so much fun. With that.
No, they're all very racist, especially the cop. The cop might be the most racist.
Yeah. Well, he's the most racist by default, isn't
he? Because he's a cop.
Yeah. The boss lady. Surprise, motherfucker. Tell her I said g'day, by the way.
She asked week.
Sorry.
She writes in my little notebook. Alice asks for a shout out every week on the pod. She writes in my little notebook like, Isaac has the best girlfriend. And then asks me, did you say it? Did you read it out? And I'm like, well, no, because you wrote it on last week's notes, and I read from this week's notes.
She always wants a shout out, eh?
She always wants a shout out. So there you go, Alice. You've got me a shout out. I'll tell her that she's got to listen to an hour and a half of this fucking dribble before she gets there.
That's right. You got to put the work in for a shout out, mate. No, look, she does put a bit of work in. She do it with you, so. But I'm talking about podcasts.
Oh yeah. A lot of work.
I think all the women in any of the blokes' lives in this group chat deals with a lot of crap. Let's be honest. And they're all great about it, most of them. Yeah,
she's fantastic. She asked for an update on the Baker situation today because she heard me talking about it with yeah, because I was playing PlayStation with Richo and Matt last night, and Simo, and so we were talking about it on the headset, and she's overheard because she was just sitting there playing The Sims, and she's asked today like, oh, what's the update? Ooh. What's the goss that's been going on?
Warfare, mate. I've told you this many times. Hurry up on warfare, man. What the fuck you doing?
Well, like moving country.
Yeah, well, true. Well, you've moved now, so there's no excuses, buddy. We've done all the tips. We talked about the fucking disgusting behavior from Baker. At least we got an episode out of some shit. Like, we got some shit that we needed to talk about, which is great. I don't want to come on here and just talk about matchups. I want drama. All right. That's what makes the podcast.
As Milo throws up at the. I don't know if you heard that. Milo just like throwing up at the mention of Baker and his tanking.
I don't blame him.
I don't know if that came through, but
I don't blame him at all.
Yeah. So yeah. Good to get on with some some more goss rather than just, oh, I think it's going to win this week.
Yeah, fuck that. Can't be that boy. Oh, look, I'll tell you right now, I will make drama if there isn't any. Don't you worry about that. All right?
You know, we're
I'll be like the guy
right? They're going to hear this.
I'll be the fireman who fucking starts the fire so I can go and fucking put it out. All right? That's what I will do.
We hold fire by arsonist.
Yeah, bloody oath.
Be the drama queen.
Fuck yeah. I will home and away this bitch.
Oh. Yeah, I reckon that the way Baker's trying to explain himself is some real home and away level acting.
It really is. It's some terrible acting. Fucking oath it is. I would like. Oh no, his video was fucking horrible. Oh god.
He gets about 4 words in and has to have a suck on his mate.
Oh.
Who was that for, Baker?
I'm still glad he made the video though. I'm always happy for a video, right? Of any substance.
More videos. Let's get some more videos.
Unless be a video coming this week. Could be a video. Just saying.
Oh yeah. You're gonna make one celebrating your first win over your MIA opponent.
Yes. Yeah. Fuck yeah. 5-4 Richo win, mate. Huge.
Get in on that. Looking forward to that one then.
Well, we'll see. We'll see how tomorrow goes in my first day with Buddha's matchup because it could be a video. Could be a double video.
A double video, celebrating your day one victory.
Yeah.
Oh.
You got to celebrate the little things, mate, when you're not winning.
Yeah, you do. That's right. Yeah. Find anything to celebrate.
Fuck anyway.
Buddha's. Yeah, that's all right. He'll get what's coming to him eventually. All right, and now we have a special guest with us in studio, joining us live via Microsoft Teams. Shout out Microsoft, give us some sponsorship money.
Yeah, you bastards.
We have the commissioner himself, Kim Jong-un, Vladimir Putin.
The pleasure of the top dog in the house.
The dictator.
Thanks for having me. Like I said before, first time caller.
Well, we're glad that you've called in for the show. We've got some hard-hitting topics to discuss with you today.
Definitely glad you can take some time away from the missus, mate, to spend it with us. We're happy about that.
Oh, my pleasure. It comes with the job. You have a weekend like this and you've just got to make the time.
Crazy weekend.
Some certain behaviours that just
everyone can't see, but he looks like Gil. This weekend's taken a toll on you because you're looking like Gil after about a year of COVID.
Yeah, bloody oath he does. He's not looking the best, guys, as you wanted to know. He looks like he's had a stressful last 24 hours.
A bit dishevelled, a bit stressed out. Like he just wants it to all be over.
5 o'clock shadows looking thick.
Yeah, it's definitely pre-shave. The hair's a mess. No time for
just the way we like our dictators.
Allegations of tanking.
And he has to go back to work tomorrow. Look what you've done, Baker. All right, so
accountants, man.
Walk us through
the process.
Walk us through your interpretation, your process, your thoughts.
Well,
because obviously we've got some questions, but
the process obviously started about halfway through yesterday when the first message got sent about what lineup moves he'd made or hadn't made. So I took what he said about Ingram with good faith. I think going through a Friday night, I can't remember what time the probable designation got put on him on the Friday, but I can allow through a Friday night and into a Saturday that you might just miss him coming back from his first game. That's fine. Wiseman over, like I said in the video, Wiseman over Zubac. There was some logic there. It wasn't good logic. It wasn't good decision making, but it was there. Those two things alone maybe get him a little slap on the wrist, maybe a shot, maybe just a warning in the chat. But the Evan Fournier and then the big thing, I was probably leaning towards just a shot, a slap on the wrist, maybe a final warning. And then he goes and puts up that video and says that he was trying to pick someone shit, but not shit enough to be labelled a tanker.
Obviously, not a good lawyer, eh?
And that's just tanking. Because you're not picking the best guy available. You're picking someone to try and lose, and you're just trying to get away with as bad as possible.
How the hell Ben with a dick doesn't start on his team every fucking man? Fuck me. It's just retarded. That's all I got to say about it.
Yeah,
I couldn't.
That's what it came down to. The games today obviously didn't help. Playing all the plebs yesterday and leaving himself Jalen Brown and Ingram on the bench. Whoever over Brown today was fine. There was logic there.
Yeah, I don't have an issue with that one either. I said that to him privately. Don't have an issue with that at all with him.
But playing quickly in Conchar and that yesterday when you could have had Jalen Brown today.
Played Austin Reeves. He plays all these fucking
games. No, so he's been told just play your best players, fill in the games with your best players from your bench after that. If you fall a game or two short because you get injuries, that's fine. That's not tanking. That just happens in a week. Just set your best lineup.
Stop blaming Fantrax and just take some accountability is all I'm fucking saying.
Exactly.
He's already been caught out lying about Fantrax, so we can't fucking blame it.
Everyone else seems to have figured it out by now.
Except for Richo, we can cover that in a bit, but except for Richo, who I don't know if that helped you or not in the end. But
I think
Baker
it did in the end. I think if I'd been a bit of a dick and told him you can't have Pirtle on, I think he would have won because I'm pretty sure Pirtle got 5 turnovers or something.
I was thinking about.
So what happened with Richo was the whole 12-minute he tried to put him on and it didn't work or some shit, right? Everyone playing at home.
Yeah, I was talking about Aiton today. How he tried to put Aiton on with 12 minutes before the game and said that he couldn't.
He was trying to pull him off.
He was trying to pull him off. Sorry. With what 12 minutes before the game.
Pull him off. Oh.
Pull him off.
Richo, eh? He's got the nice hands, hasn't he? He's got the nice soft hands.
I don't want to move away from Baker too much just yet, but yeah, the lineup's locked 5 minutes before the game. So I don't know what Richo's. Is he just inept?
No, he's not inept. He's one of the motherfuckers that can never play dumb in this league with that shit. With the way he min-maxes, mate. And I'll stand by it forever.
Yeah,
right? We've all done some shit that we know we shouldn't have done, but we can play dumb and get away with it. But there's some stuff you just can't get away with.
Yeah, I dare say he was just trying to do it last minute just to make sure I didn't see him pull it and try and make any lineup moves to counter it. But
exactly what he was doing. We were out.
Joke's on him because I didn't have any more moves to pull. So, and I didn't pay attention. He could have done it an hour before and I wouldn't have seen it.
Yeah, yep. That's fair.
I was preoccupied today, so that's what he gets for leaving it to the last minute.
Yep, sucked in. He still might win though if there's.
Oh yeah, I'm not ruling out a stat correction.
We definitely had a chat about that.
There's actually going to be a correction, but it might just be your minutes, the all important minutes category.
Yes.
What about Baker's trade though?
Yeah, Baker's trade's a well.
We've over this.
We've never talked.
This is yeah. So we know that there's been at least one veto publicly made, or vote for veto. So you obviously are part of the league. You must have thoughts and feelings on this trade, on the Zubat for Bones Highland, who coincidentally went off today in a garbage
to
time.
Justify the trade, guaranteed. That's what.
Of course, yeah. So talk us through this trade, Matt.
Yeah, look, I dislike it. I don't think it's, in the absence of more evidence, I don't think it's something I can sit there as the commissioner and just overrule and reject. I've put a veto on it because I hate it. I hate the circumstances. If Baker wants to be dumb and trade away a valuable piece for a guy who should be on waivers, that's for him. But I hated the circumstances of the trade.
The context. Just the context.
It's the context that does it for me. So I've put a veto on it. Last I checked, the count was at 3.
I've thought about vetoing it as the integrity officer or self-made integrity officer. You know, I still haven't yet, but I don't know when it ends. I don't like vetoing trades because of many reasons. People don't want to make these trades, let them make them. Unless it's like the Richo thing where it was collusion and cheating. So I don't know. I'm 50-50. I wanted to see your video of the punishment first, and I don't think he's really been punished at all. I did expect him to lose picks, so it was a very, very tough one for you to do. You know, but look, we get some free KFC. I think we need to add that he can't eat the KFC that he buys.
Yeah, we did discuss this.
And he can't choose the shots.
He probably won't be wanting to eat anything after downing 3 shots, plus whatever other shots he gets throughout the year, because I'm sure they won't be his last, knowing Baker.
The only real punishment is that he's got his first and final warning, basically.
Yeah, so anything else, and he'll be losing draft picks.
Yeah. So what's the go? What I want to get from you, and I don't know if there's a rule written already for it, is does he only lose his, or does he lose first round draft picks that he's traded for as well?
Well, that's part of the question, because obviously he's in a very interesting situation where he's got so many, whereas and it'd be an issue where setting some sort of precedent where I take away lower draft picks and then we get to someone else doing it in 2 years' time who's only got their one that'd be hard to justify. So I'm hoping it just doesn't come to that.
Yeah, same. But I think we've got to be prepared for it,
Yeah, and I think it's one of those things where we've now seen what tanking looks like. We've got our first official incident of tanking in the league. Actual tanking.
Illegal tanking, yeah.
Yep.
There is such thing as legal tanking.
Yep, and there's been plenty of other you're trying to lose, but what you've done is fine. That's your legal tanking. But this one was just out and out.
It is. I don't get it. He's done all the right moves legally, and then he pulls this shit. You know what I mean? Like, this is what I'm pissed off about.
He doesn't even need to try. It's the worst team we've seen assembled in league history.
I said to Gordo earlier in the podcast, play the 7 that I named, fill the holes with whatever garbo you want to fucking fill. As long as those 7 get their games, no one's even going to question you, mate.
Yeah, pretty much.
No one, not even me. And I like creating drama, and I still won't even question it. For the podcast.
But yeah, so in terms of, I don't know how it would go with losing draft picks. I think it would have to be very bad for us to straight up take away a draft pick. And I think the first port of call would be to
end of the round or something.
Say the draft pick goes to the bottom of whatever lottery it's in. So if we were talking his first round pick and we talked about his first round pick, just say automatically pick 6.
Yep.
And then there's a lot of variance based on how bad.
I think it still stays a first rounder. I'd like it to go to pick 12 because it's a real punishment then.
Yeah, but that sort of comes into how big of the impact the tanking has on this. Like if he tanks at round 22, or if anyone were to tank at round 22 to go from 6th to 7th to get into the top lottery and have a shot at a top 6 or the top 1 pick as opposed to being in the finals, that's obviously a huge impact. So that one you'd be looking at, the pick is at a minimum dropping 12, if not being taken away.
Well, you're being very political, but for me, I don't think the impact of what it does to the league standings matters. I think if you are caught tanking, regardless of the impact it has, the punishment should be the same, right? That's what I believe. And it cuts it out. It just stops it. If the punishment is strong, it stops it. No one will ever do it again because there's plenty of legal ways here to tank in this league without getting in trouble.
Yeah.
Plenty. We've seen Richo do it for fucking years.
Yeah.
And I obviously did it last year.
I understand that, and I sort of tinkered with that as well, but the punishment still has to fit the crime, and for him who is launched into the biggest rebuild we've ever seen, to be hamstrung from a round 3 matchup to not be able to get Victor or Scoot would be very harsh.
No, I didn't expect his pick to get taken today, but I believe if it happens next week or 3 weeks or 14 weeks later, regardless if he gets done again, that's it. It's just, and regardless of the impact, he's had this warning. He needs to go, and I believe goes for his first round pick goes to the end. I believe is what should happen.
It'll definitely be some sort of draft pick penalty, and it'll probably be something along those lines. Whether it drops to 12, whether it drops to 6, whether we just say it drops 1 position from wherever it lands, which would prevent him from getting pick 1. All those options on the table, but he'd definitely lose.
Now, if that ever comes to fruition, is that going to be a league discussion, or is this just going to be a Bahrain dictatorship? I'll choose the fucking punishment scenario that everyone's going to talk about.
Oh, that's the real question you got me on here for, isn't it?
Yeah, it really is. It's pretty much the only one.
He was very upset that there wasn't a league vote before
We fucking vote on everything.
earlier video.
We vote on everything.
I think for something like this, it has to be the commissioner making the call, unfortunately. I think we've had too many votes that have been too chaotic and not taken seriously. And the other issue is that you've got at least 5 people voting in their own self-interest.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
For him to lose.
That's a good answer, mate.
Yeah.
Right. Very political. It's not like maybe you do this for a living. I'm not sure.
No. Got some skills. Very few, but some.
Look, I'm okay with that, to be honest. I just don't want this shit happening. It's just dumb. It's just so dumb.
No, and this is the closest we've had to someone really bring the integrity of the league into question.
Since the Richo Salvati fucking debacle. With that disgusting fucking collusion they did second year in, wasn't it?
Yes. That was the first year, wasn't it?
Was that first year? The AD?
That was first year because
Yeah, that's right. That's when Millsap was still relevant. Yep.
And it was because Richo was on a 2-year winning streak in the now defunct single year league.
Yeah. So he's on a 0 winning streak. Yep, got it.
Yes. So he kept claiming that we stole his 3-peat. So that was his.
Asterisk capture league.
Good old asterisk gate.
Well, Serge gets away with that. Like, no one brings up that Serge was involved. It's we followed Richo's evil plot.
He's got a hot sister, man. Sorry.
Serge was involved in there too.
If Richo had a hot sister, he'd get
Serge is low key pretty sneaky in this league.
Oh, fucking oath he is, mate. He is a slippery little snake.
Sneaky.
Yeah,
he just can't win playoffs, mate. He just can't win playoffs.
It hides behind that smile, but there's some cunning there.
I know there's cunning. Trust me on it. All right. I've had conversations with him where he's been very cunning. He just gets away with it. He's got a hot sister. We don't make the rules around here, mate. We just follow him.
I don't know if he was that cunning when he gave me Tyrese Maxey for free.
No, that was a big move there.
He's cunning, but he's also incredibly dumb. I don't know if he talks to anyone before he makes trades, but he really needs to.
Talk to no one with that one. That was just straight up. Because if he spoke, usually he does talk to me a fair bit. I don't know why. Maybe it's to go to the opposite of what I say, probably. But yeah, I do talk to him about some trades every now and then. But he does do a lot of it on his own, and that's where he fucks up, to be honest.
Yeah, it's dangerous. You always want at least 1 second opinion to make sure.
Yeah, you got it. Everyone does it, mate. There's no harm in saying, "Oh, I'll get back to you in 5 minutes." No, just say, "Look, I'm going to go talk to my people, and I'll get back to you," because everyone does it.
Everyone's got their advisors.
And everyone's got people they don't listen to, like me. I don't listen to Buddha, so even though everyone thinks he runs my team.
I'm still yet to be proven that seeing proof that he doesn't run your team.
I'm telling you right now, at least 70% of my trades that I've done, he's told me not to do.
That makes sense.
And then some he likes. But the Sabonis one was one that he told me I better do. So I did.
Yeah, that was a good trade. You did well there. I was shocked.
That's the one that's not working.
I was going after Curry. You're not going to lie. And he goes, "What the fuck? Go get Sabonis. He'll suit your team, right?"
Yeah, Sabonis was a good get. I really thought Baker was going to hold Sabonis.
Same. That's why I didn't
want Sabonis and Brown. I thought were going to be his building blocks going forward. I thought Ingram might go instead of Sabonis.
I wanted Curry.
Yeah.
I was going to do that same type of trade for Curry. So, is what it is.
It's all very peculiar. Matt, just quickly, what are you going to do, or what's going to happen, and this is a long way out, if Baker pulls this shit in, or anyone pulls this in the playoffs, trying to just get that...
To get to that final match, pick their horses, yeah.
I think it would have to be pretty egregious.
The punishment
have to lose their right to pick, right? That'd be the simple explanation. If they're caught tanking to get to the last matchup, they'll lose their right to pick their horse. Like, surely that's.
Oh, that's as an absolute minimum. I think I think that's a tough one because that's at the pointy end of the year, so the impact
impacts the most too.
So that impact is right up there.
If that's the way you guys want to go with impact, I'll stand and I'm against the impact. But if that's the way the league's going to go with it, then that's probably the worst time to do it. It should be the biggest punishments.
It would have to be absolutely blatant, probably at a minimum as what we saw today, or yesterday. And I'm hesitant because the idea, like, no one should want to risk a beast bowl. I mean, this is probably the year that someone would try to because you got Baker in there.
Yeah, I did it the wrong year. So
like this would be the year if he's going to keep blowing up his team like he has, which we know he will because he's just traded.
Yeah, well, Herder's going to get traded. Let's be fucking honest about it. Let's talk openly. He'd be dumb if he doesn't trade Herder.
I don't even know what for though. He's already got all his picks in the first 2 rounds.
Yeah, but Crouch's whole thinking of get more picks and trade them later kind of works if he's good enough to do it that way. But the guy can't even set his team, let alone think about that shit.
It's a good way to bolster his back end keepers because you'll have a couple of people available from the contending teams that'll.
Yeah.
Even if they're too old for your timeline, you can just go take them, keep them, and flip them for a first in the next year.
He got 6
very
picks
easily.
in the first 2 rounds. He could have 7 in the first 2 rounds if he plays it right.
He's got 7 in the first 2 rounds now, doesn't he?
I think he's only got 6, right? He's got 4 first, 2 seconds, and a 7th, right? I think.
You talked him into keeping his last pick on draft night when he nearly gave up Williams and Ingram for a first.
You guys really fucking sexually assaulted him for that one. I was just preventing some essay there.
I'm going to give you for that.
But yeah, no, I get Crouch's thinking of everything, by the way, on a side note, as much as I argue about it. But, I don't think Baker's that smart to be able to flip it again later. I know what I'd be doing if I was in Baker's shoes. I'd be trading everyone that's even relevant that I'm not going to even think about keeping whatever you can get picks-wise and then just work it out later.
That is the approach.
Herder's the one. Herder's the one he can trade, for whatever people want to pay. Take whatever pick and, shitty player or whatever people, and then just stick with your phone. Rob Will's got to come back soon. You have to start playing him after Christmas and shit like that, So, he's got some. You actually have to think about it, which is going to be great watching for me. Great watching. Also, with the Strohs one that I brought up, I did look at his team after the fact, and it was okay. The players he had on the bench was fine.
Which one was that? Sorry.
Because I posted Strobel and Baker's at the same time because they both had really good players on the bench. But with the 3 players that Strobel had the next day, I understood why he didn't play him.
Yeah. Strobel's a man of integrity.
Yeah, well, he better be. He's a fucking fed. He's racist, but he's definitely got integrity, all right?
Okay, I think we'll leave that there. Thank you for joining us, Matt.
Yeah, asking the tough questions and answering them. Love it.
It's a pleasure.
Yeah, the fearless leader, the dictator. Don't bomb any countries on your way out, sir.
I'll do my best.
The hair's not slicked back, so I'm a bit disappointed.
Yeah,
probably
should put some product in and get myself really ready for my TV appearance.
He's not shirtless, showing off his muscles like Putin does.
This is all audio. There'll be no video going forward here. Don't worry.
So I got my fat bald head here because I know what's going on there. Thanks for coming in, Sir Commissioner.
Thank you very much. All right. I think I'll do this for this week, guys.
Yep, it's been a good one.
It has.
Can't wait for Kraus
to
listen to
it. Crouch, please tell us if you ever listen to this podcast or any of the podcasts.
He never tells us. I think he just wants us to know. No. I think he listens, but doesn't want us to know he listens.
He definitely doesn't listen because he asked a question the other day that we answered in the podcast about where to find.
Say in the group chat. Say you're a fucking. You love it. We need a pat on the back, mate, from our favourite Ginger Ninja.
He doesn't care. He's too busy complaining about fan tracks and whinging about why he can't find the standings tab.
Be a proper boomer. All right.
All right. Thanks. That was a long one, so I hope you've enjoyed the takes on Baker Plus. We'll be back again next week, same time, with more bullshit.
And as always, I hope your players die.
That's it. See yous.